mother, grandmother, sister, friend. Oralia Flores Gomez was born to Refugio Herrera Flores and Catarina Medrano Flores on November 11, 1945. 1945 was an interesting year in history. It saw the end of World War II 2 months before Oralia was born. The average price of a home was $4,625. The average income was $2,390 per year. Oralia attended Mary Carroll High School and later Del Mar College in Corpus Christi, Texas. Family life was full of memorable fun. Oralia grew up by a church. She told a tale where the family exited a home during a hurricane, and the home next collapsed. She remembered when Hurricane Beulah came through Corpus as a Category 5 hurricane, of which her father took footage of the aftermath. She remembered as a child being left behind at a public gathering. The family drove a Model T car and turned around to get her flipping the vehicle over. She also recounted a ghost story of a specter encountered by her mother. Oralia said her mother made homemade lunches and sewed beautiful dresses for her and her siblings as children. Oralia's father, Refugio, worked as a mechanic for Texaco to provide for the family. Having grown up an orphan, he wanted Oralia and the whole family left with good memories. Oral tradition was a part of Oralia's storytelling. She shared the story of her grandfather, Damasio Medrano, who was a gambler. Oralia said that when he passed away at a young age, the family was in need of a grave. The Valerio family of La Rosita, Texas, now considered a ghost town and historical landmark, donated a grave in their private family cemetery for Damasio. She shared that her mother had said she was born under a tree in a thunderstorm, surrounded by animals like Jesus, and how her mother and father met picking cotton. Family history was very important to Oralia, as the origins of her family roots. Oralia next moved to Austin, Texas with the family. She took a job at a local H-E-B selling Texas gold stamps, and transitioned into retail later on. She went on to marry Robert Robledo Gomez. She spoke of how on her wedding day the cake order was wrong and remade. H-E-B is said to have delivered the remade cake in the back of a truck intact in time for the ceremony. As a single mother, she raised 2 children named Stevie and Thomas. She was a hard worker at the Academy Sporting Goods, and noticed by the owner, Mr. Gotchman. Oralia displayed a talent for arts and crafts by making and selling quilts, handmade dolls, and later confetti eggs with her mother. She had a knack to take any materials and find a creative use for them, from bleach bottle Santa Clauses to mustard diapers pinned on shirts for a baby shower. Eventually, her career path led her to St. David's Hospital, where she worked in various administrative roles. Her service to the staff and patient community earned her many star awards and write-ups in hospital articles. She was often sent to speak to patients as an unofficial hospital liaison to the public. During these years, she lost her mother and father and missed them dearly. She had cared for her own mother with dementia before being diagnosed with it herself. Though her memory lapsed and dementia complicated her daily life, she never forgot her loved ones and longed for their company. She periodically visited the family graves in honor of those she loved who had gone before her, and she loved to talk to relatives like her cousin in Oklahoma. She also clung to her faith in God for strength and was found reciting her mother's prayer books. Oralia was always willing to entertain the conversation of a stranger without regard to who they are. She loved to talk to people and enjoyed a good conversation and making new friends. Over the years, she had many nicknames since her birth name was hard for some to pronounce. Among her nicknames were Lulu, based on the comic character Little Lulu as a child, Leah, which was pronounced Lee, in the 80s and 90s. She was also known as Lolly and later Aunt Lala and lastly just Lala. In her final days, though, people came to know her as Oralia and found her name as unique as she was as a person. She liked to be taken for drives, to eat, and shopping for clothing. She still had a sense of adventure and wished to see the world, never losing her sense of curiosity. She was cared for by various members of the family throughout the years in Texas and Oklahoma. In time, she passed on April 22, 2025. And we are gathered here to celebrate her life's impact on us, and her accomplishments, and express for her our deepest love and respect. She leaves behind her 2 children, a brother and sister, grandchildren, nieces and nephews, cousins and friends. We hold dear to our hearts the memories we have of a human being who gave of her time and self to those in need. We will forever cherish her. We love you, Oralia Gomez. And now bid your farewell with these parting words from your wedding night. We thank you, friends and neighbors and relatives so dear, for all the joy you've wished us and for your presence here. Now when this night is over and our gifts are put away, the memory of this joyous time will ever with us stay.
Gotta take that sentimental journey.